I see that Sesame Street now is ganging up with others to combat the rising of bullyingism in school. And I recall from way back when you've always had what is considered bullying in school around, and nobody has, well, people died and so on, but it's just normal, it seems to me. Um, some people, um, they excel in the ability to fight and so on. Um, I think to celebrate that we want to neutralize bullying is to make, because here you have the victims who crying out all these bullies, right? So we want everybody to be a victim, and we want victimism to prosper and be successful. You see, nature and society and life have put in experiences and obstacles to make us real strong. I think instead of trying to say there would be no bullies, which is going to be impossible, and they're trying to analyze what causes kids to want to bully others. And I just think they're wrong, because these fellas never studied anything in school, and now to come to speculate is just wasting your time. I think the better thing would be to just try to get along with a bully. You know this guy's a bully. As soon as you see him, you neutralize it. Hey, what's happening, my friend? What's happening, buddy? Man, I like you so much. I'd be thinking about you all the time. You're such a good guy, bro. What's going on today? That would be a good strategy to deal with the bully straight up. You neutralize him one time. If you know he likes to take your money, say, well, brother, I brought you some money today, and give him 5 cents. I say, man, I'm going to look out for you, man. I'm going to see if I could get a job on the weekends, and I'm going to give you some more, man. You're a good man. And so you don't have to have your teeth knocked in. In fact, if anybody bullying you, you could set this bully against that other bully, and you'll be coming out unscathed. And I think that'll be a skill that people should aspire to achieve. Because when you go on the workplace, you're going to have a different type of bullying. People are going to get it together, and they're going to try to oppose you from progressing, even though you might be more qualified than them. So this bullying thing is so varied and so disguised that we just don't understand. You have nations bullying other nations now. You have in the Middle East these citizens rising up and bullying the government. So how can you ever stop bullying? As I said, you just have to try to see how you could, live with it, and how you could use it for your own advantage and so forth. Now, to the bullies now, it don't make sense trying to beat up somebody who really is not your match. I guess a bully might be a guy who has some fighting skills. He might be heavier than the other guys in his age group. He might be taller and so on. He might have had a bad home life, whatever. And beating up poor folks not necessarily going to make you the baddest guy in the block. Um, Tyson seemed to suggest that he was a bully, but he channeled his and he went on. He won millions of dollars. He was a good boxer and so forth. So perhaps you should aspire to become an Olympic gold medalist in boxing or wrestling or whatever. So channel your aggression and your ability to fight in a positive way like this, because I mean it's a crime to beat up somebody or to touch somebody anyway in a way that is harmful or offensive, or if they don't want you to touch them, it's a crime, and you don't want to be arrested or whatever. So just get along. Let folks know I don't like this, bro. And the next time you do that, I will knock your teeth out. I mean, that's fair warning. I mean, if the guy goes and does it, and you knock him out, well, okay. And furthermore, what I think I would like to see a clean fight. Now, you have gang warfare, which I think is another way of some weaklings trying to feel strong, so they come together and they get guns so they could talk big and bad. But it seems to me that they were just a bunch of weaklings. But I mean, I think I would like to see a clean fight, no weapons, no friends jumping in, because you see, you go down the road and you see a fight, somebody give me a bunch of stupidness, and you stand your ground and you're scoring and so forth. All his friends gonna jump in, they're gonna stab you, they're gonna kick you, they're gonna kick you in your head with the skateboard or whatever. And to me, those were cowards. Those weren't necessarily the bullies, right? And a lot of times, I'm not sure why I gotta be a bully, but if you stand up to him, I say, man, listen, bro, I'm not afraid of you, but neither do I want to fight with you. How we can solve this problem. I mean, I don't have what you want. I'll probably get it another time. But right now, I just don't want to go through this, bro. You know what I mean? So I don't think putting the government and Sesame Street. As a matter of fact, Sesame Street is one of the reasons why you're having another set of problems in the land. They may try to come help us solve bullionism, which ain't gonna be solved. And Sesame Street is probably a program trying to make everybody, before they go to school, ready for school and be smart. I think it happened because not every child has the ability. And what I've learned from studies, sociological and educational studies, is that children who have that advantage from Sesame Street, they do give an advantage. They learn to count and recognize words and so forth. But when they go to school, because Sesame Street has that sort of a television resources, music, lighting, difference, movements, and so on, it does keep the children attention for a little bit. But when they go to school, it's different. You got to sit down in class next to students who don't even smell good or had breakfast, or who don't understand what's going on. Teacher boring, but you got to try to get that education and get the information together so you could progress. And these Sesame Street students, basically, within the first or second year, the other students who hadn't that rich experience, like foreigners who come in here, they catch up with them and then go ahead and leave them, because, as I said in another video, by the time they reach middle school and high school, they're tired. They're realizing that they don't have no abilities. They just were smart when they started school because of Sesame Street and because, whatever. But in real terms, they don't have it. So when they reach in high school now and middle school, they're ready to go. But the law is that you have to be there until you're 18 or something like that. So they stick it out, giving teachers a bunch of hell. But so Sesame Street is not accomplishing what it is purported to be. I know they're trying to, an educational channel, now they're coming on to try to teach us how to, sort of subjugate bullionism. And again, we have some inanimate things, some puppets, whether they're people in them or whatever, but the images of a puppet. I mean, how can a puppet speak and love and teach us anything? And this is the kind of message we're giving to our kids. Oh, they're children-friendly messages, but they make us stupid. Then we grow up to be adults, we like cartoons. Just the other day, I see Elmo is advertising something for the adults. I mean, it's like, how can this crap come on further down to be influencing adults, well, as children were knocked up by it, so they continue being knocked up by it. I just ignore whatever it is. If you have to use Elmo to teach me something, I don't want to hear about it, you know what I mean?